All right, Friday already. Can you believe it? Watch this video for Friday, March 16th. Showing you the SPY. Another red day today. Let's go to intraday just to show you. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was really choppy early on. Then it broke to the upside, and I thought, okay, good, we're resolving, right? At least one direction or the other. And then it proceeded to go all the way to the low of the day. So a pretty choppy day. I did harvest out some nice trades. KBSF, RXII, NETE. Were some nice trades for me today. Ended up having a really nice day. Looking forward to Friday. I'm telling you, the market, we're seeing some really nice moves in individual names, but it is still, I feel like there's still a leftover squinkiness is the word I use in chat all the time. Ever since the market did this, things are choppier than normal, and you really have to, you have to be amongst a team of people that know what to look for and kind of root out the good names. And the teamwork in our chat room is fantastic. So we're being able to find these really nice movers and take advantage of them. What am I watching for Friday? FTEK. This is a little bit weird, but it had a big volume spike and ran from like $1.10 to $1.80 in a session and a half before reversing, and then a red day on much lower volume today. I like this one for a turn back up tomorrow. We'll see. Only with a proper setup on an intraday basis. Remember, I'm a day trader, so I don't hold anything overnight. NETE, one of my favorites going into tomorrow, had the gap up on big volume. 6 sessions ago? Had a really nice run, and it basically all started around $6, then gapped up and went to 14, and now we're 3 days lower on declining volume, right into that buy zone between the 8 and the 20. This is a really good setup for a turn back up tomorrow, so it's probably my favorite going into tomorrow, but we'll see it. Only take it with a proper setup. TROV had this big breakout on big volume 2 sessions ago, a couple days. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is it's basically round tripped. From the big breakout here, it's basically round trip, but you had declining volume the last 2 days. As long as it holds the moving averages here, it might be ready to turn back up tomorrow. YTEN gave back a lot of the pop from yesterday today, but we're going to watch it. It might turn back up tomorrow. That was just a sympathy play off of that crazy RKDA, but it still might turn back up tomorrow. Same thing with Seed. No trades in it today. Both of those, what do you call it? YTEN and Seed were both on watch for today, and you can see neither one of them even came close to giving any kind of a setup. And they both, they're a little closer to round tripping than I like, but I still think they're both viable opportunities tomorrow, depending on if they set up. PIXY, another one I kind of like a little less than I did, but it did run from 250 to over 6, and now it's been grinding lower on almost no volume. Look at that. Kind of back down to that buy zone, so we'll see if Pixie can catch a bid tomorrow. Again, we had it on watch for today, but it didn't come close to giving a setup, so I always say it doesn't cost me anything to have these names on a chart. As long as you know what you're looking for on an intraday basis, it's always good to have a nice list of recent big runners, and then you know what to look for on an intraday basis. And yeah, we always say no trigger, no trade. So if they don't give a trigger, we just they're just on a chart, not costing us anything. NMIH falling from 20 to 16 in 4 sessions. You do have some consolidation back here around the 16 area. If it sells off immediately in the morning again, here's another place to look for a possible turn, the 200-day. But 4 days down in a row, down to some support, worth watching for a bounce. CMCM, yeah, 3 days down in a row to previous support. You also have the 200-day in this area, so certainly worth watching for a bounce tomorrow. ISNS, big breakout today. We'll see if we get a red to green or something like that tomorrow, but really nice volume, really nice breakout. And in a fairly weak tape on an intraday basis for the SPY, this one held up pretty well, so it goes on watch for tomorrow. RXII, you have this big, a lot of traders would say this is a topping tail, and it certainly indicates an intraday reversal from the highs, but at the same time, this ran from 305 to over to 676 in 2 sessions, and then came back down. So if you switch to 15-minute candles, you can kind of argue that, okay, this is a pullback, maybe a certain, well, I don't do fibs, but certainly a certain percentage pullback, and the volume was lower on the decline. So even though you have that topping tail looking thing, it's a low float stock that is making really big moves. And as a day trader, this is the kind of stock I want to have on watch. All right. Same thing with DXR. I had this crazy, well, I thought this was a crazy move. until today. And then today it went from 8 to over 21. And again, you have that topping tail look, but switching to 15s, you had a really big move, and now we've got a partial retracement. Another low float stock too. I definitely think this one's worth having on watch for tomorrow. And lastly, I've got, this one is very obscure. And it's not so much chart based. You could argue that it's a really strong chart. But the reason is, I believe they have a big stake in Dropbox and Spotify. And I think Dropbox, and correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't done complete research, but I think Dropbox goes public next week, and I think Spotify the first week in April. And if those blow up to the upside, I think people are also going to look to GSVC. I think they might start buying this pretty soon with those two IPOs, that are going to happen in the very near future. So this is one of my obscure picks, but I think it's worth having on a chart, and that's GSVC. We're going to add some gappers to the watch list in the pre-market in the morning, and I'm going to leave it at that. Let me slide this over real quick. Little arrow pointing to the description below this video. We have links in that description to all of our free webinars. And again, we get really good feedback on our free webinars. A lot of good stuff, especially our trading inflection points 1 and 2. So if you go to the link there, make sure you check out both of our inflection point webinars. We've gotten really good feedback on that. And we have special offers to our chat room and to our trading course as well. And I hope to see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.